So here's something that really surprised me about my recovery from depersonalization, realization, and anxiety. And it also surprises my clients as well, which is that getting rid of your symptoms does not fix your life. In fact, because you're going to be more in the present moment and less dissociated, you're actually going to be able to confront the things that need to be confronted that you've just been so separated from because you're living in your head and you're not in your body, you're not in the present moment, that you haven't been dealing with those things. A dysregulated nervous system keeps you in such a state of survival and you're just fighting to keep your head above water that you can't tap into your potential and you can't knock out the things that you need to knock out on your to-do list to better yourself, to grow, to elevate in life. And I know whenever you're in the midst of suffering, you're like, man, if I could just overcome these symptoms, everything would be great. My life would be just wonderful. And I'm not saying that it won't be, in the sense of like, yeah, you're going to appreciate your life a lot more. And especially the initial phases, whenever my clients start to get breaks from symptoms. And I know for me, whenever I started to get breaks from symptoms, like, it is amazing. I'm not trying to minimize that at all. But then you're going to realize, man, I still got bills to pay. I still need to work on my marriage. I still need to work on my health. I still need to work on finances. I still have this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. So I'm going to play a video for you. This is extremely, extremely vulnerable for me. If you follow my channel, you know that I don't typically do videos like this. I'm a very private person, and this is going to be really embarrassing, but it's okay. I'm not ashamed of it at all. But I'm going to play one of my old videos from 2018. And immediately you're going to be able to see the contrast just in the way that I speak and the way that I look. My wife and I will sometimes watch these older videos, which I've taken them all down, by the way, because they are so cringe. You're just going to be able to see like a different person. Now, I want to be very clear. I feel like I am growing every single day. I have by no means reached my full potential, and I never will in this lifetime, but I'm striving for that. And I've been able to grow in confidence. I've been able to grow in identity and just grown as a man, especially. And that's also something I don't want to talk too much about, but I did not have a lot of good role models in my life growing up to teach me how to be a man. I had to figure that out on my own. And I'm still working on that. I'm still growing as a man, as a husband, as a father every single day. And I did have some good models of this. I just didn't have very many. Okay. And so because of that, let me just play the video and you'll get it. Oh my, am I going to do this? Oh my gosh. Hey, Planet Fitness, judgment-free zone. No, it's okay if you judge me for this video.
Hey guys, so I wanted to do today's video on the question of, am I going crazy?
Okay, all right, we'll see you guys later. Ah! Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep watching.
Because whenever you have depersonalization, derealization, a panic attack, heart palpitations, shallow breathing, all the symptoms that come
I can't look at him.
with an anxiety disorder,
Who is this guy?
to reverse the trained amygdala to not respond that way is you have to retrain it to have a different attitude toward what you're currently.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay. Okay, let's get this guy out of here. Okay. All right. That was challenging. It's not that I wasn't helping people, but it just goes to show you, like, I was still a people pleaser. I had very little confidence. I had helped some people at that point with their symptoms, but I hadn't worked with thousands of people like I have now. And I always tell people, like, you can try to fake confidence, but people can usually hear the difference. my confidence as far as helping people heal their nervous system is just because I've done it for 8 years straight now. Confidence comes through execution and seeing results, but not just results with helping my clients, but I've been able to achieve a lot of things. And it all started really after I overcame symptoms. And that was part of how I overcome symptoms. Yes, I dealt with the things in the body, but I started to throw some darts. I had believed that I had been dealt a hand of cards and that there was really nothing that I could do about it. That I was just going to be miserable. Even though I was symptom free, I was still very, very miserable in life in general. You can be symptom free and not be living a great life. And I started to listen to Tony Robbins, and I started to listen to this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, also known as Gary Vee. And they started to talk to me about what I now know to be an internal locus of control. An internal locus of control is where you believe that the trajectory of your life is determined by you and the decisions that you make. See, I didn't believe that. I didn't think that I could change my life. I had an external locus of control, which is where I believed that the trajectory of my life was due to things that were outside of my control. And I had just enough belief to start to take action. And it was really small stuff at first. I remember I created a Facebook group and I was talking about eschatology, which nobody cares about eschatology. It's the study of last things. It's like a biblical topic. But I created a Facebook group and I created this little banner image, which was very difficult back then. They didn't have all the tools that they have now as far as the internet and stuff and programs and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, I created a Facebook group. And I started inviting people. And then I reached out to biblical scholars and I was like, hey, will you come on my conference call and talk about this? And I remember going to this like conference calling website. It was like 1-800 conference calling or something like that. And the process of just getting that phone number and then doing a test with like friends and family. And then I finally had my first guest speaker and just learning how to interview. And I remember like 3 or 4 people showed up. And at the height of it, I think there was like one meeting where it was like 30 plus people that showed up. Could be wrong. It might have been less than that. But I was like, oh my gosh, I created something and people are showing up to it. And I was like, well, if I could do that, what else can I do? And the last 8 years have just been nothing but me throwing darts. And some of them land, some of them don't. But seeing success and being able to achieve a lot of things that nobody in my family has been able to achieve. Now, I am just as messed up as you are. I have just as many flaws and issues as you do. I'm just saying, this is like a big deal. I was a DNF student. I failed the 8th grade. Everybody in my life thought that I was stupid, that I would never amount to anything. And for me, depersonalization, realization, and anxiety were a wake-up call. It really forced me into a position where I had to make change. Like, I was so miserable that I had to make the changes that I needed to make. And that's actually one of the blessings of the symptoms is they put you into a scenario where you literally have no choice but to stay completely miserable or start to kill your nervous system, which becomes a springboard to push you into tapping into your potential. But it doesn't stop once you overcome symptoms. In fact, I always tell people the transformation doesn't stop. Getting rid of symptoms is really the beginning of the transformation. So you've made getting over the symptoms the end goal. But what you really should make the end goal is tapping into your full potential so you can bless your friends and your family and the world with all the gifts and the great things that you have to offer. So this guy, he doesn't exist anymore. The guy who put up with bullying, the guy who people pleased, the guy who had no confidence, the guy who really hated himself, didn't think that there was anything good about himself. you know, he's gone. This guy right here. That's kind of weird. Let's do this. Look. Hold on. Haha. He's gone. And you should be able to look back at past versions of yourself and be like, who the hell is that? And if you can't do that, there is an invitation. There's an invitation to let pain do its job and reveal to you the areas that need to be changed and start to change them. And I will tell you, I'm honored to be in this position now where I can be like Gary Vaynerchuk and Tony Robbins and say, you can change your life. I had to walk away from a lot of toxic and abusive people and environments and situations. I had to go through the process of, again, building confidence and learning how to execute when I didn't feel like it. And, now I've acquired so many different skill sets doing what I do, leading a team, and I have over 150 clients at any given time. Now I'm a father and a husband and have, 4 kids, and just, I've learned a lot of stuff. But it didn't start there. It started with me just having just a little mustard seed of faith that, you know what, maybe I can bring change. I don't even think I believed it. I was just trusting that what Gary Vaynerchuk and what Tony Robbins were saying was true. And I started to throw darts, and they started to land. And a lot of them didn't land, but some of them did. And it created this momentum for my life. And I look at the life that I've been able to build and the people that I've been able to impact, and I don't see it as I'm anything special. I see it as I am a basic human being that started to switch to an internal locus of control and started to execute. And I started to take action, and I saw the results, not just with my nervous system, but with my life. And now I'm just riding that wave. Now I'm on a journey to get my black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I'm on a journey to do this thing and this thing and this thing. And I'm just constantly adding new things that I'm going after. And that's what life should be about. How good of a husband can I be today? How good of a father can I be today? How good of a man can I be today? How good of a coach? How good of a CEO? How good of this should I be? That's the problem with the symptoms, is they just keep you in survival mode to where you can't focus on that stuff. Anyway, that's it. Very vulnerable video for me. Definitely was uncomfortable, but I hope that you were inspired by this, okay? Follow the channel. If you're dealing with anxiety, panic, or depersonalization realization, smash the like if this helped you. I have to say smash because I thought it'd be cool. If you can see here, see that gray? Look at that right there. Guys, I'm about to be, in August, I'm going to be 37 years old, man. I'm getting old AF up in here. So I've got to, we were getting ready for church the other day, and I told my daughter, I was like, what do you think of my drip? She's like, Dad, nobody says drip. I'm like, oh, sorry. 6'7". I always mess with her, and I'm like 6'7". Anybody. Anyway, the kids don't even say that. I'm clicking stop.